You know how sometimes you see a verse like plastered everywhere?
Oh, yeah.
On coffee mugs, graduation cards, you name it.
Like it's become almost like a cliche.
Exactly. And today we're talking about one of those verses.
Okay.
Jeremiah 29.11.
Ah.
But the thing is, the real story behind it
Yeah.
is way more complicated.
Uh-huh.
And honestly, even a little bit controversial.
I like it.
So we're going to do a deep dive into this single verse.
Okay.
Jeremiah 29.11.
All right, good.
Uncover its historical context,
Mm-hmm.
its true meaning,
Yeah.
and what it might mean for us today.
What's so fascinating about this verse is that it's so often quoted for comfort.
Right.
You know, it's supposed to be this like uplifting, hopeful message.
Yeah.
But it was actually delivered during a time of like immense hardship.
So let's get into why this verse was so powerful for the Israelites.
Okay.
And I think it all starts with understanding the historical context.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, we're talking about a message to Israelites who were exiled in Babylon. They were stripped of everything familiar.
So, like, paint that picture for me.
Imagine you're ripped from your homeland,
Okay.
thrown into a completely foreign culture.
Yeah.
Your whole life is uprooted. Everything you know is gone.
That's got to be just completely disorienting.
It's a feeling of displacement
Right.
that I think a lot of us can relate to even today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, think about like job loss, forced migration.
Mm-hmm.
These experiences that can just totally shake us to our core.
Absolutely.
But here's what I find interesting.
Okay.
God, through the prophet Jeremiah,
Yeah.
offers words of comfort and hope,
Right.
but not the kind of hope they might have been expecting.
Exactly.
Right.
It wasn't about instant gratification. It was something much deeper.
Okay,
This wasn't a promise of like, oh, you're going to go back home right away.
right.
It was a message of ultimate good, a future filled with hope despite their current suffering.
Okay.
And he even tells them, you know, build houses, plant gardens, settle in.
We really?
Yeah.
That seems a little contradictory.
Right.
Why would God tell them to put down roots in Babylon if he was planning to bring them back home?
It's a paradox.
Yeah.
It kind of invites us to consider what God's plan really means.
Okay.
It may not always align with our immediate desires or
Right.
expectations.
Yeah.
But it's a plan that's rooted in his unwavering love
Okay.
and ultimately directed towards a future filled with hope.
So this promise of a future, what did that look like?
Well, that kind of ties into some key themes that are woven throughout this verse.
Okay.
You see God's sovereignty first and foremost.
Okay.
He's in control even amidst suffering. His plan is ultimately for his people's good,
Yeah.
even if the path there is really difficult.
So it's about trusting the journey even when you can't see the destination.
Precisely.
Okay.
And intertwined with that is this theme of God's faithfulness.
Okay.
It's a powerful reminder of his unwavering commitment to his people's well-being.
Yeah.
He doesn't abandon them in their struggles.
And then there's this emphasis on hope too.
Huge emphasis on hope.
Yeah.
And it's not like a passive hope.
Right.
It's a call to actively trust in God's plan, even when the present is difficult.
You know, when we think about the word welfare today, we often think of material prosperity,
Right.
like financial security.
Yeah.
But do you think that's what this passage is promising?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
It really gets to the heart of the verse's meaning.
Okay.
You know, some people interpret welfare as a guarantee of material wealth and success, like you were saying.
Yeah.
But considering the historical context, it seems more likely that the emphasis is on spiritual well-being,
Okay.
a state of flourishing that transcends temporary circumstances.
So almost like God's definition of good
Yes.
might differ from our own.
Exactly.
That's a really interesting point.
Yeah.
It challenges us to examine our own understanding of success and happiness.
Absolutely.
So much of what we value is so material.
It is. It is. And that's why I think this message continues to resonate so strongly today.
Yeah.
No matter what challenges you're facing, it reminds us that God is present. He has a purpose.
Yeah.
And he offers hope that extends beyond our immediate circumstances.
So what does this all mean for us listening right now?
It's a call to action in a way.
Okay.
It's asking us to consider how this message might influence our perspective on our own challenges and hopes for the future.
Okay.
What does it mean to trust in God's plan even when the present is difficult?
Yeah.
What does true welfare, a state of spiritual flourishing, what does that look like for you?
Yeah.
These are questions worth pondering, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's clear that Jeremiah 29.1 isn't just a feel-good quote.
No.
It's a powerful message of hope rooted in historical context and God's unwavering love for his people.
And it invites us to think deeply
Yeah.
about the nature of God's plan, the meaning of true welfare, and the power of hope in the face of adversity.
Really powerful stuff. Thanks for joining me.
Of course, my pleasure.
And we'll see you all next time for another deep dive.
See you then.